talking about the world of influencers, and today, which is something my guests certainly know a lot about. In fact, I'd go as far as to say they're experts on the subject. She's a model, actress, and entrepreneur who burst onto the scene after taking home the Miss Universe crown in 2012. But that was just the beginning for Olivia Culpo. Over 5 million Instagram followers later, along with dozens of magazine covers and brand endorsements, Olivia is a big influencer, to say the least, on social media. In fact, Grazia magazine called her one of the most influential influencers on the planet, from fashion to her favorite products to even frank honesty that's inspired her followers. Olivia describes herself as an open book on social media. And now she's revealing even more in a new reality series, the Cuplo Sisters, on TLC. Teaming up with her sisters Aurora and Sophia, the trio are sharing an unfiltered look into their lives, promising no shortage of family drama. Take a look.
Mom, this is what she does to me every single day. She just makes fun of me and posts it to 5 million people because she doesn't have other content to post, and she just makes fun of my life every single day.
Yeah, but she lets you live in her house.
Don't even start with that. I don't want to live there. Bully me on your Instagram.
Sophie, it was
so
funny.
old.
You're doing something wrong, Sophie, and I don't have to be the one to tell you that because you're figuring it out.
You're such a bitch.
Stand back, please welcome Olivia, Sophia, and Aurora Culpo. Welcome. Hi. Hello. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, all this beauty and fashion. You look beautiful. Have a seat. Okay, you promised Olivia a lot of drama with this show, or no holding back of drama, I should say.
Yes.
And already people are talking about this first episode. So let me get it straight. You've opened up about your relationship with Nick Jonas in this first episode. It has everyone talking. You've revealed more than ever before about yourself in that relationship, where you thought it was going, and the ending. That's the first episode.
The first episode.
Yeah.
That's over. Luckily.
Was it hard to finally talk about the relationship with Nick Jonas?
It wasn't hard. I think it was just, it feels like it was a very long time ago for me, but I think in the same breath, I never really had the opportunity to share the way it made me feel. I think when you're going through anything that's really difficult, you don't really understand exactly how that's impacting you. And looking back in hindsight, you learn so much. You're so proud of your strength, you know, in any sort of hardship. So I wanted to share that because I knew that it would help other people out there maybe going through a similar situation, identifying with the same things I felt.
Because what you talked about is really the relationship consuming you, as it does with so many young people. You're in love, you're mad in love, so to speak, and your identity is entrenched with that other person who happens to be an international superstar.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that, being completely, you know, abandoning a piece of yourself in a relationship and having to learn the hard way that that's not the healthiest way to be. So I am really proud of that journey. Yeah. It doesn't really have as much to do with him as a person. He's great. But it's more just the idea of overcoming hardship and finding your identity back after maybe losing it in a relationship.
Well, that ties into what we're talking about today, which is being an influencer, right? Because you opening up about that past relationship can influence someone else to open up or understand that life goes on after a breakup. I need some clarity here, though, because I don't know truly the difference between when someone is an influencer or, as they refer to it, as a celeb endorsement. You all are now bona fide celebrities. So are you celebrity endorsers? Are you influencers? What's the difference?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm a journalist.
That's a very good question. Yeah. In my opinion, I think anybody with a social platform is an influencer. Anybody in the public eye is an influencer. That's the same reason why you see people endorsing products who are in music or in acting. It's like they have a platform, so
but
they have that
originally it bothered
connection.
you that people called you an influencer. Here you won this crown. You modeled, had your own career and trajectory ahead of you. But as I understand it, initially influencer, or that word, was not something you wanted to embrace.
I guess in a lot of ways, it was more the connotation behind it. People would look down on it as, you know, I think they had this interpretation of it being vapid and vain instead of the idea that it's actually creating a community through vulnerability and finding common ground. That's what I've always felt it to be, and I fell into it. It's not like I sought out to be, it wasn't even a term when I started on social media.
I think it was more of an organic transition in making these connections with people and inviting them into our lives. You know, we have a big family. We want people to feel part of it. We want to share all the love and all the laughs. So we try to keep it as positive as possible.
You do, but also it's about having power, right? You have, between the three of you, millions of people. I remember going onto my phone one day and seeing you trending because you were on a flight and someone said that they did not approve of what you... So Aurora, I have it. So it was in January, you shared, Aurora, with your followers that Olivia had been told she needed to put a sweater on over her tank top in order to board a flight. The post went viral. So in a tweet, you showed what your sister was wearing, called out someone, and then got an instant response from an airline. That's power.
Olivia was wearing a shirt that showed her midriff a bit, and there were several other people who also were wearing similar outfits, but Olivia was targeted. Basically, they had this vague rule that you needed to dress appropriately, and the woman had asked Olivia to put on a blouse, and she didn't have one.
And that's what you were wearing.
That's what she was wearing.
When you posted that and hit send, you didn't know the power that it would...
We had no idea.
You had no idea.
And that's kind of the thing about social media. It's those vulnerable moments that land the hardest.
Again, this is not to zero in on one moment, but it is to recognize that people like you have a lot of power. Even when someone tweets something nasty, you tweet them back. Your fans can then turn into this little army to shut people down and even run people off social media. You've not done that, but we see it happen.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
So you really have to be careful about what you put out there. You can never take anything back. So you do have to think. You have to forward think.
Going back to how much you disclose on social media and how this has become a brand for you, I know that you've shared a lot about your past relationships. And in one of them, an ex criticized the amount that was shared, if you will. How do you balance it, right? Because the more you share, the more influential you are in so many ways. So how do you balance what you hold back?
You know, there are definitely things that I keep to myself, but I think when there's an opportunity to help somebody or share something that you think will make people see a little piece of themselves, I think that that's the beautiful part of social media. It's that type of vulnerability. We always talk about vulnerability as a superpower, and I feel like it's really commendable when somebody can be authentic and show people that there is a lot of, you know, we're more similar than different.
We're more the same, and we love saying that. I'm curious though, because of the hours and the content. You know, my friends always say everything is content. I'm like, for you, I don't have time to make everything content.
I know.
Do you have a staff that helps curate this and put all of it together?
No, I mean,
you do it on your. Do you, Sophia?
I don't. I'm not at that place yet. I do everything myself. Aside from these two lovely ladies, I'll have them maybe, you know, help me out here and there, but it's really all for myself.
So full disclosure, for example, before I post a picture, I have a cousin, Erica, who's like my sister. I send her the picture because she has the most eagle eye of any. She will expand it. Wait, let me look. Okay, that hair's out of place. She finds everything, and she'll say, don't post that. Do post that. So she is my eagle eye, and she does not get paid for it. But at your level and the amount of content that you're putting out, how many hours would you say? How many hours do you spend producing content?
It depends. Producing content, I mean, you know, you said it yourself, content is everything. Yeah. So I think no matter what, we're with an army of other people that need content. So it's actually almost even become easier to get the content because there's social media at every event. There's TikTok at every event. The hair artist wants a picture. The makeup artist wants a picture. Like, they all have their own it's a group effort.
It's like a potluck. Everybody is bringing in
a lot of airdrops.
A lot of airdrops, a lot of potluck.